Now You See Me, Now You Don't is directed by Ruben Fleischer, and it stars, well, pretty much all of our horsemen are back. You know, Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Dave Franco, and Isla Fisher, and Isley Fisher and Lizzie Kaplan. You know, the Horsemen's are back, and Morgan Freeman returning from the previous films, and they are joined by some a new. I guess you could say they are joined by a new generation of a new cast, a new generation of young magicians. A young magicians. Future potential future horsemen's, but and which are Justice Smith, Dominic Sessa, and Ariana Greenblatt. And also Rosamund Pike is in this movie. Rosamund Pike is in this movie, and she's kind of like the without giving away too much, she's kind of like the antagonist. She's kind of like the antagonist of this film. Now I have seen. Now, when it comes to the Now You See Me franchise, I mean, I can't believe we have like three movies now. The first movie came out. I had to it's literally been like a decade. So of course I had to look up when the first movie came out, which was like 2013. The first movie came out in 2013, and the second one, I did not see the second one in. Okay, I did not see the second one in theaters. I didn't see the second one at all until this movie came out. Like seriously, like 2025, like. Now You See Me Too. When that movie came out in 2016, I remember a lot of critics, they were talking about, they were reviewing, they were posting their reviews on their YouTube channel back then, and they were pretty much saying that the second one is a dramatic, huge step down, and they were very extremely disappointed, and they disliked the second one. And because of all that prevented me from watching the second movie in theaters. And the first movie, I did not see the first movie in theaters. I didn't know anything about this movie. I had no interest. I didn't know anything about this movie except that I saw the first Now You See Me movie on an airplane. And I had some time. I got, I was bored, so I was watching movies on the airplane, and one of them was Now You See Me, the first Now You See Me movie. And I will always remember the first Now You See Me movie, Isla Fisher in the piranha fish tank, dropping in the piranha fish tank, and also Jesse Eisenberg, like the very opening of the film with Jesse Eisenberg, and his deck of cards. But those are the two big things. Like everything else, I was completely blank. I had a blank memory, so I had to rewatch the first movie. And for the very first time, I watched the second movie. And yeah, I can definitely tell you guys that I am very disappointed with. I was very much disappointed with the second movie. Maybe one day in the future, I'll post my separate reviews for Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too, but I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, but here we are. Like the second movie, now this is the third movie. The second movie, Now You See Me Too, came out way back in 2016. So it's been like, geez, it's nearly a decade. Like, fuck it. Like, it's fuck it. Like, 2015. I know it's November 2015. 2015. I know it's November 2025. Um, but it feels like 2026. It feels like 2026, and yeah, it's literally been a decade, 10 years since the second movie. And without spoiling anything away, the beginning of this movie explains through Jesse Eisenberg's character. Um, they explain why. They explain why. They were gone for 10 years, and everything that's been going on at the opening of the movie, which was which makes made complete sense. But here we are with the third film, and I will say this: it's definitely better than the second movie. Um, but I think the first movie is slightly better. The first movie is definitely slightly better with the first movie is definitely better than this movie. Because Rosamund Pike's character, without giving anything away, there's not really much to her character, except that she has I guess she has the heart of the diamond heart or something. I was There was a lot of exposition, ladies and gentlemen. Like, not even from the movie. Like, you can watch the trailer, and Jesse Eisenberg's character is like dumping like a bunch of exposition in the trailer. Like all the exposition, like from for the movie in the trailer, and that's pretty much it. Like, there was a lot of exposition in this film, and explaining and explaining and explaining, and more explaining, and I was confused. There were some things that was rushed through, and I was confused, but I was like, okay. Yeah, there were a lot of. I'm sorry, but I'm here. I'm here to be honest with you guys, and honestly, I was confused. I was so lost at portions of this movie because they explained everything, but they didn't slow down and take time to really explain what was going on. But I don't know if it's the movie's fault. I feel like it's my fault for not, like, really catching up and getting to speed. I don't know. I feel like an idiot. I feel like an idiot. Maybe someone else who's seen this movie will better understand um the whole plot, the whole story of this film. But yeah, I don't know what else to say, except it is definitely nice to see. It's wonderful. It's great to see all these actors, the horsemen, all of them coming back um after a decade, all of them finally coming back. It's great to see these actors reuniting after such a long time. And it puts a huge smile on my face to see all of these actors returning and meeting with each other. Um, but yeah, there are a lot of repetition in this movie. There's a lot of moments in this movie that is repeated over and over again that you've already seen in the previous films, and it should be no surprise in this film. Just to let you guys know. Um, um, and but there is charm. There's still charm in these. There's definitely like a diamond. Speaking of diamonds, the diamond is like the heart diamond is like the MacGuffin for the Horseman and Rosamund Pike's character in this film. But there is charm, in this film, and you definitely see that through each of these characters and all the actors' performance, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing, and incredible to see. Besides that, I mean, like, the first Now You See Me movie, I thought like it was like actual, like practical, like magic, but then I found myself that they had to go through. There were like so many like loopholes and illogical um executions and like preparations. I'm like, okay, whatever. I just throw logic out the window and just run with the movie. I'm like, this is not like practical. This is not like practical like magician, street magic. This is like full on like fucking like AI, fucking holographic AI, Doctor Strange Marvel magic, right? But whatever. Like I said, I threw logic out the window very early on with the first film. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say for Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Apparently, I read a report that a fourth film is currently in development with Ruben Fleischer set to return. So there's that. I do like seeing, there is definitely something special. Maybe not all the critics out there can see it, but I personally can see there is definitely magic within this franchise. Maybe that's one of the reasons why these movies have been so successful and caught the attention of so many people, especially with the first film. And the plot twist in it with Mark Ruffalo's character, if you know what I'm talking about, if you've seen the first film. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I have to say for Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking time to listening to my review, my thoughts. Please like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe because that would help me and my YouTube channel out a lot. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate all of you guys. I'm thankful for your support, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.